It was called the Great Recession. Housing plunged, businesses tanked, unemployment soared in numbers not seen in decades. Governments were on the brink. Some are still.
Well, San Diego County's economy has certainly been in a deep freeze. We're not out of the woods yet, but we're getting awfully close. And that's certainly good news for all of us. You see, whether you want to buy that new house, the new car, the new whatever, everything you buy in San Diego County has an effect on county government for two big reasons: property taxes and sales taxes. That is where most of county government's discretionary money, in other words, money it actually controls, comes in. There's also money the federal government or state tells us how to spend on specific programs. We use the money for things like libraries, parks, public health, animal services, sheriff's deputies, you know, the things that make the county great. But in a recession, dollars are pretty scarce. Fewer dollars from property taxes and sales taxes come in, and the state and feds have less money to give us for programs that we still must provide. Many governments are in this bind still. San Diego County is not immune to it, of course, but we are different, and that difference is huge. It starts with our fiscal discipline, our general management system, not spending more money than we take in, not using one-time money for ongoing expenses. In other words, operating like a business.
We look for greater efficiencies, hoteling workstations, alternative work schedules, and mobile technology, part of what we call GWOW, or Government Without Walls. We have a flat, simple org chart, no crazy jumbled mess. Take a look. A board of supervisors, a chief administrative officer, and 5 groups. Each of those groups works to be efficient, tech-savvy, and good stewards of the environment, while still serving more than 3 million people. First off is Finance and General Government Group, or FG3, the financial backbone of our organization. Here it's all about fiscal stability, accountability, and transparency.
And there's no better example of this than our credit ratings. I mean, we have A's everywhere. That's a rarity among California counties, especially large urban counties like ours. You can't get much better. And we've managed to keep those credit ratings during this big-time recession.
We look for efficiencies in our work processes, in our work sites.
You see it in our newer offices, like the massive redesigned and rebuilt County Operations Center here in Kearney Mesa. Typical floor, fewer walled-off individual offices, much more open workspace, more shared workstations, because a lot of times you'll have more employees out in the field using mobile devices helping residents rather than being tied to a traditional office and a traditional desk.
Same in the courtroom. We use Court Call. Attorneys can call in their appearances, reducing travel expense. Human Resources does just about everything online.
We have a Supervisor Academy program that's online, and our job applications are 100% online now. We've also unveiled a mentorship program, and we have a county employee wellness campaign that covers the benefits of walking to helping employees stop smoking.
New technology helps streamline juvenile justice. JELS, or Justice Electronic Library System, cutting way back on the storage of paper. The Assessor Recorder Clerk's Office set up an online form to help speed up the reassessment of properties. In all, the Clerk of the Board's office received 19,000 assessment appeals. New technology allows the Treasurer Tax Collector's Office to process tax payments even if checks are received without property tax bill stubs, freeing up staff to help customers. The County Communications Office unveiled CountyNewsCenter.com, a website dedicated to getting county news and information directly to residents, whether they're at a desktop, out using a tablet, or smartphone, getting important information into residents' hands quickly, no matter where they are. We also unveiled Insight, a major remodel to the county's intranet site for employees, and a host of awards for FG3 departments on everything from auditing to innovation and technology. FG3, fiscal stability, transparency, good government. Next is the Community Services Group. From animals to housing, from libraries to voting, Community Services Group is helping people thrive. One way is by using technology.
Department of Animal Services has provided mobile devices to our field officers so that way they're accessible to the community for longer hours during their shift. They have more information at their fingertips. They don't have to come back to the shelter as often, and so they're more accessible to the community.
We've beefed up our webpage with more real-time data, such as weight and age of prospective pets. And many prospective pets have been helped by our Spirit Fund, like Chance here, found on the side of the road, shot through the chest. With a lot of care, he made a full recovery and was adopted into a new caring home. At the Registrar of Voters office, our online affidavit makes it easier for you to register to vote. Libraries now has a web module that makes it easier to make a donation online.
You know, something else Libraries has done too, in newer branches like the one here in Ramona, or remodeled branches, there's been a big shift in interior design. See, years ago, a library branch would have a really big customer service desk, and everything kind of revolved around that desk. Well, in a modern library of the future like this one, you have smaller customer service points in multiple locations, making it much easier for staff to answer questions, making it a lot better for customers to get help.
We've helped make it easier to look up your county supervisor using GIS mapping, showing your location in your district. We look at how we build. With management and design direction from the Department of General Services, we now have more than 24 LEED certified buildings. Major buildings like the massive County Operations Center in Kearney Mesa, new buildings at the San Pasqual Academy, and many others. A large solar project at one of our jails. Building green, saving money in the long run. We even do food waste composting at Polinsky Children's Center. We tore down the old Health and Human Services building next to the County Administration Center downtown. By 2014, it'll be a beautiful park on the north and south sides of the building. Even the park will be LEED certified. Community Services Group, all about ushering in the future in the community. Next up is the Public Safety Group. Deputies, attorneys, probation officers, and others. These are the people who help keep our communities safe. New approaches to technology support safety. The DA's office started an online program that lets you search active criminal cases and receive email alerts when court dates are set. The DA pursues changes in state law to protect victims' rights and ensure they're not victimized again when their perpetrator is released from custody. Emergency services made it easier for those who are hearing impaired to quickly receive emergency notifications. The Sheriff's Department started e-visiting, a way for family members to schedule jail visits online rather than tying up staff for scheduling. We also created the Sheriff's Analysis-Driven Law Enforcement Unit, analyzing data to spot crime trends and get the jump on criminals. Here at Child Support Services, they have exceeded federal performance measures by collecting $3.50 for every dollar spent on operations. And volunteers are huge with this group.
The Public Safety Group benefits greatly from the volunteers to the county. For example, here at the Public Defender's Office, last year, volunteers donated over 90,000 hours to our community.
The medical examiner has volunteered chaplains, forensic artists, medical students, and others to help lower costs. Technology also creates better outcomes. For example, an upgraded automated fingerprint ID system helps law enforcement identify criminals. It's much faster and more accurate than the old system. And youth in juvenile detention facilities now have the ability to take community college courses online, gaining work skills that can make a big difference when they return to the community.
In 2011, there was a seismic change in public safety called realignment. That's where the state shifted responsibility for certain offenders to counties so Sacramento could then save money. The county's criminal justice partners, the sheriff, DA, probation, public defender, and the Community Corrections Partnership are deploying strategies to break the cycle of recidivism and protect the public.
The departments in the Public Safety Group, meeting challenges to keep us all safe. Next is the Land Use and Environment Group, or LUGE. For these departments, it's all about promoting and protecting the health and safety of San Diegans and the environment in which they live. One of the ways you do that is inspecting restaurants. The Department of Environmental Health inspects and issues those letter grades, and inspection results are posted online, 20,000 of them. We also inspect food warehouses and food trucks to make sure the rules are followed and you stay safe. Ag Weights and Measures kept up its extensive gas station inspection program, making sure consumers aren't ripped off by inaccurate gas pumps. An unusual case in Spring Valley, a home so infested with rats it became a health hazard. It was the first time ever in the county a home had to be demolished due to an infestation. Environmental Health's Hazardous Incident Response Team applied for and received a grant to do a first-ever transfer of emergency response equipment to Baja regional officials. We use GIS mapping to keep track of our inventory of insect traps set up all over the county. Currently, there are 16 field trials in place that are directed toward reestablishing native, ecologically sensitive areas with appropriate native plants, all to help in the fight to protect the county's natural habitat as well as its $1.6 billion agriculture industry.
And mobility has been big. See, since so many of our inspectors work in really remote locations, having reliable mobile access is key. Much more efficient than having to drive great distances to constantly check in at a desk in an office.
Luge departments have worked hard to change the way they do things. For example, our business process re-engineering efforts in ag weights and measures have cut delays in half and redundancies by 77%, streamlining operations to better serve the public.
The Department of Planning and Land Use has a self-certification program that allows builders to self-certify some minor projects. And what's good about it is it allows homeowners to save time and money, and it also allows our building inspectors to work on projects that are more detailed.
We have helped people go green, issuing 1,400 solar panel permits this fiscal year, a 400% increase in 3 years. A big year for Parks and Rec. New trails, new preserves, and new cabins, these at Heisey Park in Julian. Also, new national accreditation, the first of any county park system in California.
And chances are you've enjoyed that park under cleaner skies. This has been the cleanest air in the 56-year history of the county's air pollution control district.
Public Works maintain nearly 2,000 miles of county roadways. Whether in snow or driving rain, crews spent the year repaving, restriping, and making sure storm drains around those roads are clear of debris. For departments in Luge, it's all about protecting the public. Next is the largest group, Health and Human Services Agency, working to make sure we're all living well. We continued our initiative called Live Well San Diego, focusing on the numbers 3, 4, and 50, looking at the 3 behaviors that cause 4 diseases which lead to more than 50% of all deaths in the county. Getting fresh food to vulnerable populations helps build better health. We started a program where we interview Medi-Cal and CalFresh applicants in remote areas with a video link, rather than having the client or county staff drive back and forth from rural areas, saving time and money.
We were one of 17 regions in the nation to get funding to expand an electronic health information exchange, designed to improve the reporting of communicable diseases, cut down on the number of hospital readmissions of chronically ill patients, as well as expand the immunization registry.
The system can be used by hospitals, public health agencies, emergency medical services, and other healthcare providers. We won an award for our Camp Connect program, bringing together siblings separated while in foster care for a few days of fun and bonding. Another honor, our Edgemoor Skilled Nursing Facility was named one of the top nursing homes in California in rankings by U.S. News & World Report. On Valentine's Day, we partnered with healthcare providers for the Love Your Heart event, encouraging people to get their blood pressure checked for free at one of 15 sites. 1,300 people took us up on the offer. We worked with the County Office of Education to get the word out to families with children in 7th through 12th grade to show proof of their Tdap shot in order to register for school, in hopes of stopping the spread of pertussis or whooping cough. We received a large state grant to help low-income moms. The county's Nurse Family Partnership Program works with at-risk first-time mothers and their children who have limited access to health and social services. Health and Human Services Agency. It's all about living well in healthy, safe, and thriving San Diego County communities.
Remember the old saying that the only constant is change. Change happens. I mean, even the spot where I'm standing in a few months is going to change to that nice waterfront park. Change is going to happen whether or not you're in a recession. It's true in business, it's true in government. And the way you deal with that change is what defines you as an organization. And more than ever, San Diego County is changing
the right way.